Okay. Yeah. Let me share. So this is official document of Docker. Okay. Okay. Docker networking. So what is network? So did you use this anywhere? Not network related concept. Did you heard of? Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Just 1 second, Rakesh. Hello. Yes. Tell me. I'm in class. Tell me. Hmm. Okay. Anything? Just ping me. Hmm. Okay. Sorry. Sometimes it's slow. Little. See, it's not supporting. Okay. Docker networking. After writing it, it's displaying. Anyways, no problem. Okay. So networking in the sense first we are come if something is there, connection between two different things. Okay, is called network. Okay, Docker network means Docker networking allows you container to container communications. If it is container and another container is there, container 1 and container 2, so to communicate container to container, so we can create a network, right? So in between that, this is container 1, you can consider this is a container 2, right? And with outside of the world also. So every container created by Docker, it is attached to a network. So recently we have created a Docker one container, and on top of that container we kept some server. So we exposed it outside. Okay. So but still you did not work on any kind of network, but background there is a network, right? I'll show you. Docker. Oh, sorry. See this? We have a networks, bridge network, host network, null network. Okay. We have three networks. If you see inspection, container inspection also, you will get to know that exactly which network has it connected. Docker PS. Okay. So nothing is running right now. Okay. So before going to this, let's see, let us understand what is exactly networking. Okay, what is Docker network and all. I don't want to confuse you to directly deep dive into topic. So let us try to understand what are the Docker network. Docker networks allow containers to communicate each other and other external system also. Docker provides several network drivers such as bridge one, host, and overlay. So all these things you see bridge network, host network, null network. Okay, bridge network is default network of your Docker. Okay, right? So type of network. These are all type of networks: bridge network, host network, and null network, overlay network, Mac VLAN network, custom networks. Okay, we are going to create a custom network and Mac VLAN network and overlay network we'll see in Kubernetes. No need on that much depth. Okay, so we are going to see about the bridge network, host network, and null network. Okay, let's see. Let's try to understand what is exactly uh, bridge network. Okay, this is a default network of Docker. Okay, containers on the same bridge network can be communicate each other using IP address. So this is a case. Okay, containers will communicate each other using same network. You can create a container in the same network, that is called bridge network. For example, if you create a containers only directly, okay, for example, I'll tell you, let if this pen allows, this is not allowing, my bad. Hmm. Yeah, bridge in the sense we can establish our connection between within the network itself, within the networks. Within internet internal in the sense if there is a Docker, there are two containers, one, two. That's why I'm trying to connect with this pen. This is not allowing me. So yeah, let me try to. Yeah, yeah. Hmm, that's fine. Okay. So there is two containers. Okay. These two connector containers, if you create this container one and container two, these two containers are created in one network. What is the network? That one is bridge network. Why? Because that is default one. Okay, so whatever, without mentioning any specific network, if you create anything on top of this Docker, so that will get default network. Okay, so these lot of containers we have created before, right? Those are all networks. Those are all containers you created inside the network. One network, that is called as bridge network. Okay, one second. Okay, yeah. So so we have uh, actually these type of networks. If you haven't gone through it, so just be well, let us go very slow. Okay, so yeah, so why Docker network in the sense, basically network allows containers to communicate each other. This is the main concept of Docker. Okay, with the host system or container to container. If we take basic class container example, whatever usual scenario, okay, if you have a host, okay, let me take one. Oh, not good day. Yeah. So this is a host mission. Okay. So on top of that host, you can consider this as a Docker. Okay. So on top of Docker, you have something Docker. You created contain two containers inside. Okay. This is container one and this is container two. Okay. So whenever you create two containers, automatically the connection will be established to each other in the same network, because this is called as host network. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Automatically it will take one network. One network establishment should be happen for any container or host. Yesterday we have had a discussion with the container to host to container establishment. We have actually shared the files. How we share the files? Just because of network. Okay, that network, default network is there. That default network is host network. Okay, these things happened actually from these files, whatever the container files we could able to share to host to container. So this establishment successfully done just because of only because these are all in the same network. Okay, so this establishment is happened for suppose. Okay, so you if you want to connect with this container to host, or if from this container to host, okay, you can connect. Okay, so for example, in any other case, this might be different application. For suppose this is different application, in this case this is different applications. Okay, this is application. Yeah, you can say this is Java application, you can say this is something e-commerce related application, anything, something. Okay, two different applications are there. Okay, so if these two application has actually we are directly connected, it is connected within the network, because it is we did not created any network. Automatically these if you want, if you can able to communicate, or if you can able to establish network, it is easy to establish the network. I mean, connect each other. These two can able to connect each other very easily. Okay, but if these two different, if you want to if you want to isolate, how? If you want to isolate, so you should do with a different network. Okay. Yes. Yes, yes. In virtual machine, you can understand. In virtual machine, there this is a one operating, maybe one laptop. You can connect with the one operating system in separate. In this virtual VM, you can consider this is one VM. This is another VM. In this VM, you can install with a different operating system. In this VM, you can install with a different operating system. It has different maybe subnet, or it has different subnet. Okay, because two different VMs and two different operating system, these are all separate. Correct. It has separate one IP address. It has some separate IP address. Correct. Two different subnets. Okay, but these two are separated. Okay, so if you want to separate like this, okay, if you want to separate like this, we have host networking. Okay, host networking. Okay, you can separate from this container. Example, how the connection in between. So it will be ethernet will be connected. Under ethernet you can say docker will be connected. From docker to this host will be connected here, like this. Okay, so for suppose if in case if these two are already connected, so in the same network, for suppose if you also, if this host also will be go through the like this only, right? Docker, through docker itself. So if somebody hacker came, if somebody hacker try to came and he's try to access this, okay, this container, maybe container 2, for suppose, okay, he will also can able to access this, right? So if it is the same network, so then what will happen? He can able to collapse entire thing. Okay, so that's how. Okay, so let's see what is exactly host network. So bridge network will be like this. So it is an internet connection. Okay, so one docker will be connected. From the docker itself you have created one container, container 1, container 2, container 3. In the same network you can see, you can understand this picture, right? So yeah, so let us remove this. Okay, so bridge network are done already. Host network. Okay, by using the host network mode, containers can share the network namespace with the docker host. Okay, this means containers can directly access the network interface of the host. Okay, potentially offering better performance with this less isolation. Okay, uh, yes, individual. So for example, I'll tell you, shares the host IPs to the port. Okay, I think better we need to take some more. So let me take this official document. Maybe here also not there much. Okay. So what I'm trying to say, the host network drivers, okay, it will remove the network isolation between the Docker container and a Docker host. Okay. Instead of creating virtual bridge, okay, it assigning the private IPs. Okay. The container uses host network directly. Container shares the host IP address. All exposed port inside the container are exposed directly to the host. Okay, how it works in the sense, normally Docker uses the Docker O bridge. Okay, Docker basically normally Docker uses Docker O bridge actually. Okay, with the host networking, virtual ether internet, veth will be there. Okay, let me create one now. So veth will be there. Ethernet, using Ethernet, right? Have you heard about Ethernet? Okay, using virtual, yeah, what using virtual Ethernet, it will Docker will connect. Okay, first Docker uses the Docker O bridge first. Okay, with the host networking, virtual Ethernet, Ethernet will be created. Okay, number of IP tables or rules, it will be created using NAT. Okay, the container process bind directly to host ports like this. You try to understand this. So this is Ethernet. Ethernet is connecting to Docker O. Using virtual Ethernet, it is connecting to container. So this is actually network. This is how we can able to connect with the host to network. Okay. So what is the use cases? So no NAT is not required, or bridge also not required for this. This is for if you connect with like this individual containers. Every individual container has, you can connect with the host network. Okay, if you want. Okay, so it will be very much faster. Okay, for example, load balancers, Nginx, high availability. So such kind of things we can use host. Okay, such type of for auto scaling also. Okay, so it is individual. You can say it is individual. Host network we can create like this. Hmm. Yes, yes. See, host network, you can able to see this. You are connecting separate. For example, you are connecting with your internet. Clear? You are connecting with the internet, and the Docker is creating separate networks. In this network, if you create one host network, there will be different containers that is in one network. This is bridge network. Okay, this is host network. Okay, in this host network, I can tell you. So, do you know master and host? Okay, I'll tell you one more thing. So, if you can create one host network, complete host network. Okay, you try to understand this example. I'll also give you more examples. Let us go very deep. I think here it is there. Host network. See, this series tutorials deals with the networking standalone containers which bind directly to the Docker host. This is okay, general. What is the goal? Why we are using this? The goal of the tutorial is to start Nginx container which binds directly to the port 80 Docker host from the. This is also not required. Not required. They didn't give much information. Waste. So let me go to images. I'll find somewhat better. I think so. Yeah. This is host. For suppose it is host with the host Ethernet connected. Okay. From the Ethernet, you connected with the host SSH service something. Okay. I want to get proper one. Proper one. Mm, yeah, waste. This is also. So okay, you try to understand here only. Okay. So this is different network. Okay. This is different network and this is different network. Two different networks are connected in one host. You are hosting it. Okay. Host is connected. Host in the sense where your host. What is your host in your case? EC2. EC2. On top of EC2, EC2 hosting as a EC2 will be the network sharing here. Okay. Host network can take care and it will remove the network isolation between the Docker containers and Docker host. So which means instead of creating a virtual bridge, okay, and it will assign the IPs. It is assigning the IPs actually. Okay. So what I could not able to go too much depth. So better you try to understand this much only. While we are creating the network, you can understand. Okay. This is null network. Containers that are attached to the non-network mode have no network interface. Okay, no network interface. They can be useful in scenarios where the container does not need network access. If there is no any network connection, that is called as null network. There is no any network interface. Where you don't need to network interface related, there you can use null network. So it does not have any kind of network connection. Okay, for example, one container is there, which is Nginx container is there. I want to be isolated with others. No network to be needed for me. Okay, I'll tell you one more example. So this is one container. Okay, this is container one, this is container two, and this is container three. Okay, I have created this container using host network. Okay, I have created this container using bridge network. Okay, so these are connected through some Docker. Okay, okay, but here actually I created this network, but I did not attach it to any network. I just made it separate where the network not needed. So this is actually null network. So network kind of connections not required. Okay. So if you don't want to connect with anything, you want to keep it separate. So you can use null network means there is no connection. So here try to read this. Containers are attached to the non-network mode, have no network interfaces. No network interface. Okay. They can be useful in scenarios where container does not need network access. This is test cases. For example, test purpose, if you want to use all these things in test purpose, you can use null network. Okay, see this. Why? What is null network? No network access. Okay, it should be very much isolated. Only local communication. Okay, despite not having external access, containers none. Okay, mode can still communicate with each other. Containers on the same Docker host using the inter container communication inside only. Intra communication purpose only you can use it as a test purpose. Okay, that's it, nothing. So these networks are you can able to see here. Okay, you have seen null network. Okay, it is not connected with any network. Bridge network is a default network, and host network will be available, and null network, these three networks only available in Docker. Okay, you can able to create your own network also, custom networks. Okay, see this is overlay network. Okay, so this we will discuss later. So you can connect with this using LAN connections. Okay, VLAN, virtual LAN connection, virtual overlay network. Yes. Okay, we will see this later. Okay, so I will come up with different scenarios better. Custom network, see this custom network. If you want to create separate network, okay, you don't want to bridge network as a default network, you don't want host network, and you don't want null network, you don't want anything, you don't want to collaborate with any network default related or some other whatever existent network. If you want to create your own network with your custom name, okay, you can able to create by your own. Clear? So Docker also allows you to create your own bridge network with the specific configurations with subnet and gateway settings meet up your application requirements. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, whatever specific requirement you do have, right? With the specific requirement, you can able, if you want to create by your own network, you can able to create your own network with you. For example, I want to create a network name called Rakesh. You can able to create it with using different specifications, required specifications, specific customized specifications. That's how. So benefits of custom network in Docker: isolation. Containers connected to custom networks are isolated by default from other network unless explicitly configured otherwise. Okay, explicitly. Yes, if you want to create a network separate with the specific requirements. Okay, if you want to, for example, there is a bridge network which is default. Okay, so that will be designed by Docker itself. Okay, automatically you will get some default settings, network settings. You don't want that actually. You want to create separate settings with the Ethernet, whatever IP address also, whatever you want to keep you by your own, you can able to set up. Okay, you can define your custom IP address. Is it correct? Custom configuration, you can define your custom IP address ranges also, subnets also, gateway configuration of your networks to fit specific application requirement. You can do it. And also you can specifically you can mention the security also. Okay. And scalability, Docker Swarm, this is for Docker Swarm. Overlay network facilitates scalable deployments container across the multiple hosts without manual network configuration. Okay, for that purpose also this is a kind of advantage. How we have to create the custom network instance, you can use different commands are there. So using that custom bridge network, you can say. Okay, see like this custom network, how we can create Docker run hyphen network. This is the name of my network, and hyphen d in detached mode, and this is your image. So this is how we can able to create. Okay, so we are going to discuss too much depth tomorrow. Okay, so let us continue. We deal with we had a deal, right? So we have to connect with the connect, and you have to do practice. Docker network not completed. Let's continue this also. So what, where we have stopped yesterday, Rakesh? Okay, let us connect. So shall we start port mapping? Okay, so I'm going to stop here recording. Port mapping, right? Where is port mapping? I think this one. Tomorrow for networking purpose, I will find some better examples. Docker volumes also done, right? Okay. Maybe I did not added this in this. Let's see. So yeah, port mapping, right? So what is port mapping? Rakesh, I could not able to hear you. Hello. Rakesh?